What's up guys, this is John with Skate Better, and today we are doing the Adidas Tyshawn shoe review. So before I get into this review, I just want to let you guys know I'm injured currently, so this is my current situation, this lovely boot that I've named Broomhilda. And basically I was just doing some gap skating, probably skating off of something that was higher than my skill level, but I'm a firm believer that sometimes you have to push yourself to figure out what your limits are. So I pushed myself a little bit too hard, I rolled my ankles super hard off of an impact. And luckily it's not a break, it's just a sprain. I'll spare you guys the video and the pictures because I know some people aren't into that and it looked pretty whack. But just know that injury is a part of skateboarding, unfortunately, and do whatever you can to stay as injury free as possible. But sometimes there's a risk and you just can't avoid it and freak things will happen, so it's all good. That being said, I really wanted to review this shoe in the meantime. I'll probably be out for a couple weeks, obviously not skating. I'd say at least 2.5, so in the meantime, I have this lovely shoe that we're gonna review today. So let's get into it. The first thing I wanna talk about is the size of the shoe. So I normally order size 8 or 8.5. This one I ordered in a size 8, and it was really, really snug in the toe at first. In other words, it felt really good everywhere else, but in the toe, it was right on my toe. And normally I'm like, okay, the suede's gonna stretch out a little bit, so it won't be that bad. But it's weird. What I find is first of all, it took a while to break in. It took about, almost I'd say 2 or 3 weeks, given I wasn't skating that much, to really break this shoe in. But in general, the toe box, it's like I would skate it and it would loosen up and then it would feel really good. And then the next time I would go to skate again, it would feel tight. And then after 30 minutes into the session, it would kind of loosen up. So I don't know why that happened, but that's my personal experience. I honestly would have ordered this one in an 8.5 and I think have been a little bit happier, because when your toes are so scrunched in the toe box, it makes it difficult to balance a little bit more because you can't fully spread your toes. So in this shoe, the Tyshawn, I would have went a half size. I would have went 8.5 instead of an 8. And I think in the future moving forward, I'm actually gonna start getting all my shoes in an 8.5 because the 8s just seem to be a little bit too tight, and it's sometimes they stretch out to the right amount and sometimes they don't. But this shoe, 8.5 instead of an 8 I would have went with, but I still love this shoe. It was a great shoe. Board feel. So I put the footprint insoles in, and I would say it has a little bit more board feel than the 3ST004s, so those Adidas, but it has a little bit less board feel than the 3ST003s. So those are the ones with the big ollie thing on them. So it's somewhere in between. It's not the most board feel, but it's not the least. And it's a cup sole, so I don't expect it to have a ton of board feel. But yeah, so just know that. And I'd say it was even amount of board feel throughout the shoe. So some shoes have more on the back, more on the front. This is pretty even. I'd say it was pretty even board feel. Impact. So I obviously busted my ankle up skating it off of a gap, but I would not say that had any effect on it because I probably shot out or ate it about 4 or 5 times before I hurt myself, and the impact felt fine. That was one of the only gaps that I did try to skate with this shoe. I was doing a lot of flat ground and things like that because I was getting married, which I am now. So I didn't want to risk an injury doing a lot of gap skating. And this shoe has pretty good impact protection. All things considered, I think even without the footprints, it would have had pretty decent impact protection. I would have loved for them to throw on the boost heel though. I thought that would have been great. That would, to me, would have made even more of a difference, but it probably honestly doesn't need it. I just think I loved having that in the 3ST004s. So yeah, impact, I'd say 8 out of 10, pretty solid. Not the most I've ever had, but pretty darn solid. Let's talk about the laces. So incredibly enough, I haven't ripped a lace in this shoe yet, which is really weird because it kind of has a higher lace. And it has the similar lace it has the same lace as the City Cups, the Adidas City Cups. It has this weird little rectangular eyelet, which you would think would be horrible and is quite sharp and usually would rip a lace. But I think because it's high up, and I think because the top of this piece right here kind of folds out a little bit, it's almost like you have a little bit more protection. And what it also has is there's this piece of fabric, the cloth that runs along the top of the laces, that almost angles it in and it gives it a little bit more protection. So I don't know, man. I've read other reviews of people ripping these laces on this shoe, and for some reason I haven't ripped a lace yet, which is pretty amazing. So I thought that was awesome. Shout out to Adidas once again for just covering it up. But I do want to recognize that a lot of people did have rip laces, so you might have that issue. But I did not. Let's talk about the fit of this shoe. So overall, it fit very similarly to the 3ST004s. And what I mean by that is like it's a little bit of a bulkier shoe, but it's not quite as bulky as those shoes. And it's not quite as slim as the 3ST003s. So it's like kind of like an in-between. And I think it was meant to be because it's like it's a mid top, you know, it's not super low, so it does come like right up to your ankle, but it's not like lower than the ankle, but it's also not a high top. So like I'm gonna be skating a true high top next. I'm gonna be skating the Nike SB Blazer because like a lot of people skate that shoe and it feels like it's gonna have pretty good board feel, but not a lot of cushioning. So like we'll see how that goes. But this is like an awesome in between. Like I actually loved the height of this shoe. It gave me like enough protection without feeling like the slip-ons did not. And it wasn't as bulky and wide in this area as some of the other shoes I've skated. It's like a little bit slimmer, which I loved. I thoroughly enjoyed skating this shoe. So let's talk about the flick. Got some normal wear and tear coming in on the kickflip spot, but man, is it holding up like crazy. Like this is the first shoe I've ever skated, I want to say ever, that has not ripped a hole in my ollie spot or like really in my flick spot either. It's incredible. It's like this material, the suede, has like another layer underneath that holds it down. And for whatever reason, the stitching is like super hardcore. And like there's this little rubber thing that like kind of goes along the insole. And I don't know if that helps. I think it does. It's worn down a bit, especially in the toe of my kickflip spot. But other than that, it's still pretty grippy around the edge. I can still flick this shoe pretty fine. And it hasn't ripped open. Like normally with Adidas, I'm missing the stripe, I got a hole going through, and I don't. So shout out to Adidas for making a shoe that like really just like wear and tear wise, I believe that this shoe will last you. Maybe the laces won't, but I believe that the rest of the shoe will last you. I didn't have a lot of cons on this shoe. I think the only con I had on this shoe was just like I should have ordered a half size up, and then also I would say the tongue. So like I'm used to Adidas giving me a little bit more of a tongue. The 3ST003s have like a super thick, awesome feeling tongue. So same with the Boost Neats. And then this tongue is almost exactly like the City Cups. So if it's really thin tongue, it doesn't have much going on. If you skated the City Cups, that's what's up. What I also liked was like this tongue pretty much goes all the way down to the bottom of the shoe. So it allows you like a lot of flexibility left and right. But since the laces go up higher, it really stays in place. It doesn't like move. The tongue doesn't move around. It's a little bit of a higher tongue too. And you got that sweet gold Adidas logo too on there. And then you got the Tyshawn Jones on the inside. So overall, this was probably one of my most favorite shoes that I've skated. I would still give it to the ST003s and the 004s first. A little bit of an edge because the 004s are a little bit more comfortable. The 03s were a little bit more well-rounded. But this would be like my third favorite shoe that I've ever skated. Maybe even tied with the 004s for second. It is such a solid shoe. It feels amazing. Like my confidence level was high when I put it on. It's a sick shoe. And what I would tell you guys is like, I think there's a pretty good reason that you see a lot of people skating this shoe. It's not just because it looks sick and because it's a Tyshawn Jones shoe. It's because it like performs really, really well. Like I had a good amount of flexibility in the sole, like right off the bat. Given it did take a couple weeks to really break in, man, did it feel good when it did. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you can cop this shoe, it was like I think it was 85 bucks, but you can even get some of the colors on sale right now for like 55, 65 bucks on Adidas website. I would cop this shoe. I think there's other shoes that are around like 100 bucks, 110, and this shoe is way better than those shoes. So for the money, great bang for the buck. Definitely give it a shot if you're interested in. And I hope you guys have a great session. Keep it up. Thanks for watching. If you did like this video, please like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know your thoughts. Take care. See you guys next time.